Okay, hello and welcome back. This again continuing with the series of the final three. This is for those people revising for GCSE exams in the summer. Going through the last three questions of the GCSE exams. This particular exam is June 2018 and this is paper one. So this is the non-calculator paper and we'll crack on and look at this together. If you're seeing this channel for the first time, please do leave a like and subscribe. That will help me out a ton. Right, so this particular question 18, it's a trigonometric graph question. Relatively straightforward if you've learnt your things. It's talking about a sine graph going between 180 and 180, and you can see it drawn on the graph. They're asking you to draw the graph of y equals sine x minus 2 for x between minus 180 and 180. So what you need to do is you need to just plot the key points. So you can see here a key point would be at minus 1 here. So I'm just going to go 2 below that. So this particular function transformation moves things down 2. So each of these is going to be moved down 2. So I'm just drawing it in. So this one, and then this one, and then that one. So all of the same graph, but just drawn 2 spaces down, and then just practice sketching it a couple of times, and then just go for it, and hopefully you'll get a reasonably smooth graph, and that will do. So in terms of your answer, it's a smooth graph. Just label it as well for completeness. Yeah, that's all you need to do. Just the same graph down 2 places. It's only worth 2 marks, so not particularly stretchy. With regards to question 19, that's a little bit more difficult. So I'll get that up here. Now I've done a separate video on lines and perpendiculars and all those sorts of things. So if you want to look at my channel, you'll see that in another playlist, so the GCSE revision playlist. So if you're interested in seeing this topic in more depth, I have done a video for this, and I think I actually did this particular question as well. But in terms of today, we're going to look at this particular problem. It's talking about 2 coordinates, so 3, 4 and a, b. It's talking about a line that has an equation 3x plus 2y equals 7, and it's asking you to find an expression for b in terms of a. So there are some clues in the question. First of all, it talks about a line being perpendicular to PQ, PQ going between these 2 things. So it would be useful for us to find out the gradient of this line. So we're going to do that first. So in terms of finding the gradient of this line, I'm going to rewrite this into y equals mx plus c form. So I'm just going to do that relatively quickly, and you can see me creating a expression or equation of a straight line where the gradient is minus 3 over 2. So that's the gradient of the line, this one. And we want to find the line that's perpendicular to it, because that's what the question tells us. So the line that's perpendicular to that, so the perpendicular is to this is going to be 2/3, so it's the negative reciprocal. That means the line that goes between P and Q has that particular gradient. How do we find the gradient of a line? We do change in y over change in x, and the change in y is going to be, in this case, b minus 4. So I'll write that over here, and the change in x is going to be a minus 3, and we know that's going to be 2/3 because we've just calculated that over here. So we're going to do some cross multiplication now. So 3b minus 12 equals 2a minus 6, and then we're going to write an expression for b in terms of a. So I'm going to get b as my subject to the formula. So I'm going to have 3b equals 2a plus 6, so that's just taking adding the 12 to both sides, and then I'm going to divide everything by 3. So 2/3 a plus 2, and that will be the expression that you need. That expresses b in terms of a. The last question, question 20, again, just a reminder, this is on a non-calculated paper. This is a inequalities problem. This is relatively straightforward, not that hard. So if you've done your revision, you'll know this well. It's talking about 2 inequalities. We're going to deal with this one first. So 3n plus 2 less than or equal to 14. We're going to make n subject to formula, or to take things around so we can solve it. And you will very quickly see that n has to be less than 4. So n is less than or equal to 4. That's very important. N is less than or equal to 4. Over here on this side, we've got another inequality problem. We're going to look at that. So if I write that out first of all, and then multiply both sides by n squared plus 5, and then take everything onto the same side, we have this. So 0 is more than n squared minus 6n plus 5. That means that this is less than 0. So n squared minus 6n plus 5 is less than 0. Now I'm looking to factorise this. So n minus 1, n minus 5 will do it. And then if I sketch this inequality, I'm going to have 1 and 5 as my roots because they come from here. My crossing point here will be plus 5. And I'm going to draw the quadratic, which looks about like this. It's a happy quadratic because it's a coefficient of n squared being positive. And I'm looking for everything where it's less than 0. So that's everything in this region here, everything between 5 and 1. So from this inequality, I'm getting n between 5 and 1. Now, combining these two inequalities together, the n between 1 and 5 and the n less than or equal to 4, that must mean that it can only be integer values 2, 3 and 4. Not 5, because 5 is not less than or equal to 4, but 2, 3 and 4 will do it. So the values it's looking for down here for the 5 marks will be 2, 3 and 4. And that is the end of June 2018 paper 1. Stay tuned, we'll be doing other channels, other exams soon, so I'm about to do June 2018 paper 2 and 3, and keep tuning back because I'll also do November 2018 paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3 at some point, so do keep tuning in. I do wish you all the best for your exams, which hopefully you've been doing some good hard work at home. Wish you all the best for those and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.